So when we're talking about the state or the government, which whether the center or state playing the role of facilitator, we see that even when you're talking about such tough issues like land acquisition or securing fuel supplies or backward forward linkages, even if you're looking at the role of the state in terms of transmission, now they already have the infrastructure in place, you already have the state transmission lines in place, but that remains a state monopoly. And despite a few private investments coming forward and a few private lines coming, we have not really seen private or investor-led addition in transmission lines.
You're absolutely right. For years together, it was a monopoly. All the three segments of electricity in the country were a monopoly of the government. In 1991, we opened up generation and distribution, but didn't open up transmission. It took 7 years for us to look at that. Thereafter also, we insisted that a state agency called Power Grid, you could develop transmission projects, but in conjunction with Power Grid. That means so-called joint sector, which wasn't again right. It's only after the coming of the 2003 new Electricity Act, which came into force a couple of years after that, has really private sector been, the transmission has been really thrown open to the private sector. We have such a large gap, particularly in high voltage transmission, which is efficient, can carry bulk power, dissipation is much less, etc. But it's capital intensive, that we need to make it attractive for the private sector to come into it, much more attractive than the present regime allows.
So the other side of the story is distributed generation. We are talking about tail-end generation, generation being close to the centers of consumption. Is it possible that the new gas pipelines that are coming in, you could have spur lines going up to the center of consumption and a power plant?
No, absolutely, you must do that. It is desirable to generate electricity as close as possible to the consumption center. Then the losses are much less, the distribution network will be much smaller, transmission network will be much smaller, because some loss of electricity in carrying is inevitable. It's the heat, the shorter the distance, the less will be the dissipation. But at the same time, we have to keep in mind that you have to weigh the losses in electricity, in distribution, transmission, with the economies of scale which become available if you were to generate electricity on a larger scale. That means near the sources of energy, like near coal pit heads, near the water heads, etc. The two have to be weighed. The capital cost of one and the operating cost of one versus the other. And only then, the answer isn't either. Sometimes it's both. And very often it's both.
So finally, we'd like to know about your views on open access. There's been this recent case where one state government, a particular private entity wanted to export power to another state just across that state border, and it was denied by doing so from the host state government.
I understand that this is a matter pending. Yes, matter pending in the court still. There hasn't the final judicial view hasn't been taken. But to my mind, if a state doesn't want to have open transmission or open access policy, it had a time it had a particular time within which it could have denied it. Thereafter, as per the Electricity Act and the regulations which have been made thereunder, the time is over. Now everybody within the country, to every state, the open access policy applies, which flows out of the Act. And if now there is no longer an option with the state available, because electricity, as we all know, is a concurrent subject with a responsibility both of the state and the center. And if the state laws differ from the central law prevails. Right. So it's under those provisions, this sort of a legal regime, it is no longer now within the realm of possibility of states saying we will not allow it, as long as the law, this open access is in the statute books.
Finally, sir, one last question. We'd like to know what's your outlook on the energy sector 5 to 10 years ahead?
I think we would see many more players coming in, including in transmission, certainly in generation, but fuel supply is going to remain an issue. We're running short of coal, not short of coal reserves, but the short into the extent of coal we mine out, because we are not going deep down into the coal mines. Most of our coal extraction is open cast, which is low capital cost. That's and coal has been our major base. So that's a major constraint. Hydro projects, many more will come up, but I think they will be smaller ones. We won't see the Sardar Sarovar kinds of big project because there are issues of submergence, land acquisition, relief, rehabilitation, etc. So smaller hydro projects, but I'm optimistic about there being now more nuclear power also in the country.